Hey everybody, this is Dave here. This is Dave. This is Dave. It always goes wrong. This is Dave. I'm Dave. Not this is Dave.
Oh, crash as usual.
Hi. Yeah, exactly. Hi everybody. This is Band of Badgers. I am Dave, your host and light keeper for this unofficial Candela Obscura assignment. Our friends over at Beadle Grimm's have allowed us to playtest something that's coming out fairly soon. I say fairly soon, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it never will. we'll have to wait and see.
We just timestamp this at the end of May 2024 and leave it there.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good thing. Even though it's really hot in December, let's give this a go. So what we're going to do, we're going to play, as you just saw the title screen, we are playing an assignment called the Express Train to Hell. These are, I'm going to say our lovely players, but these are our lovely volunteers. I'm going to go around the table. Steph, say hi.
Hi, I'm Steph.
Joe, say hi.
Hello.
Ross.
Hello, I am Ross. Yeah, I should say.
Where all gold? Where is he? Matt.
There we go. I was waiting for that. Hi guys.
And Steve.
Hello. I've got to go. I'm impressed. I didn't think I was going to go.
No, this is playtest. We can be nice.
Okay.
Plus it's supposed to be nice this year anyway. Anyway, so this is playtest material. So again, we've been very favourable in having access to this. We're going to play it, and we thought we'd share it with you, the audience who are joining us to watch this. We hope you enjoy it, but please bear in mind that what you see and hear on screen may change from the final version. This is playtest material, so let's get into this and give this a go of what this might be. So is everybody ready? Has everyone got dice, pen and paper, a drink, and ready to go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So we'll try and set the scene a little bit. Now this is Candela Obscura. So some of this is going to be a little bit dark. I won't go into some of the bits and pieces which are going to happen because I want the players to experience this. But imagine this as a cutscene. And I'm going to push some buttons here as well. Imagine a dark, empty subway tunnel that echoes with the sing-song voice of two children. Draw a bucket of water for my lady's daughter. The children are a boy named Christopher Mueller and his sister Rose, and you see them skip into view. Their sweet faces slip in and out of the light as they pass the dim string bulbs on the walls. Rose is shouldering a long pole with a pail of water on either side, but the burden doesn't seem to be lowering her spirits. One in a rush and two in a rush, and the fourth old lady pops under. Christopher pauses just for a moment and looks to his left. There's a crack in the concrete wall here, just about Christopher's height, and a faint red glow emanates from it. Draw a bucket of water for my lady's daughter. Rose stops and watches as Christopher hesitantly approaches the crack, their song slowly dying in his mouth. He's drawn to the glow, but it somehow frightens him. His slow footsteps crunch in the gravel, impossibly loud in the stillness of the tunnel. When he's just a few feet away, Christopher suddenly stops. His eyes go wide as a hand silently extends out of the crack in the wall. It moves towards him steadily, and as it does, the arm becomes visible. It looks human, except that the flesh is grey and slightly translucent. And now the arm is long, too long, 4 feet, 5 feet, extending towards the children and flexing its fingers eagerly. A voice drifts out to them from the deep within the wall. It's cheery, but strained, like someone is singing through a throat full of dirt. One in a rush, two in a rush, and we all pop out. The lights snap off as the fingers suddenly shut around Christopher's tiny neck, and he gasps for air. Rose drops the water and screams. Now from there, we then cut to our players, our investigators. I'm just going to bring up another screen. There we go. So you have all individually received a telegram from your lightkeeper Kingsman. That's me. That's the only clue you get. You open the telegram and you read it. The telegram says, board the next train to Gatwick Yard Station. Stop. Review the package. Stop. Watch your back. Stop. So, oh, that was loud. Let's make it easy. Who would like to arrive first? If you don't
I
pick,
suppose
I
I
will.
shall. I shall.
Well then, Dr. Crawford, would you like to describe what people see when they are going to meet you?
So Dr. Crawford is a tall, thin man with a pencil-shaped moustache and wears a quite nice fitting suit that's sort of grey with a thin check as well. So he's got sort of brown, well-kept hair. Yeah, it just seems very sort of kept together. Dr.
Cool.
Crawford
So
Gainsborough the Third.
To give you an idea as well, the setting, the year is 1907, and imagine a very opulent train station. Imagine King's Cross with the glass domed roof, lots of steam trains coming in and out, platforms everywhere, and you've hustled and bustled to arrive on the correct platform. You check your ticket, you're on the right platform, your train is here. People are starting to board. You can hear the whistles going from left, right, and over the place. As you turn to the right, you see somebody coming up onto your second person, quite familiar to you, a member of your circle. I'll let you choose. Who do you see coming up onto the platform?
So Dr. Crawford, he pulls his pocket watch out of his pocket to check the time that the train will be departing. And as he looks up, he sees Bert standing in front of him. Oh, good evening, Bert. I see you two have been.
Gainsborough the Third.
I see you've also been selected for this investigation.
Aren't we blessed?
Very much so.
And what you see as Bert is a man in his early 60s, but who looks much older, with this pallid grey skin, with wrinkles that are deeper than just age. And he's wearing this very simple suit that is ill-fitting, and is also grey, but that isn't the colour it should be. It's like he's had the colour drained from it through wear. And he has a hat on his head, not a fedora, but a fedora style, but it's very wrinkled and old. Carrying and he has a little satchel just around his waist. Should be an interesting one, I suppose.
Yes, very much so. From the invitation that we received, has definitely piqued my interest.
I
Yes.
look forward to it.
Okay, Bert. Who else? You looking around? Who do you see next approaching the platform?
I think he sees Polly.
Okay. I think you see Polly running up the platform. Her hems are a little shorter than maybe is entirely appropriate for the era. She's kind of still almost like pulling on a a very nice burgundy jacket with a fur trim, but it looks a little worn, a little faded. Her red hair is up in the kind of Gibson girl bun and is starting to kind of come down. She's got a piece of toast and a big suitcase. I'm not late again, am I?
Hello, Polly. Still not learned the trick of preparation, I see.
I had a show run late last night. Honestly, I could have slept like the dead.
It seems you aren't the last of us. So, well done.
Oh, well, that's a win in my book then. It's nice to see you all again, lads.
Yes, likewise.
So, Polly, who do you see next coming on the platform?
I think I probably spot amongst the crowd Josiah.
So striding towards you purposely is a man of medium build, but fairly thin. His angular features quite youthful. You describe him as having a bit of a baby face. He's wearing a navy blue woolen suit. It's well fitted. The white shirt he's wearing is collarless and done up all the way to the neck. Sitting atop his mop of unruly blonde hair is a flat cap, an affectation that's slightly at an angle. He walks with confidence, a bit of a jaunt in his step, and he heads straight for Polly. Grabs you by the hand, Polly shakes it vigorously. All right, Polly, my love, that was a crack of a show last night. God, it really got me cockles going. The crowd were loving it.
Oh, well, you know, flesh on the ankle, show him the rabbit. You know how it goes.
Oh, shun the rabbit, indeed. I'm surprised to see you here before me, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, love.
Me and all Josiah, honestly, that poor lad who gave me the telegram, I thought I near frightened him out of his skin. I only had my skivvies on.
Well, that was a sight I'm sorry to have missed.
Oh, well, you know, never know your luck.
Doc, how you doing, the old fella?
Very well, thank you. Self Josiah?
Oh, cracking. And Bert, looking washed out as usual. You need new hat, son.
It's all fits fine. It's all right for me. It's fine. Age is good for you, Josiah. You'll get there, don't worry.
Well, hopefully not too soon. I'm going to try and hold on to youth for as long as I can. Talking of hanging on with youth, as usual, wait for old Arthur.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll turn up soon enough.
Well,
Sure. No, that's my hat, you trick. Oh, give it back. Give it. No, come on. Oh, I see you. Oh, wait. I'm on my way. Get off of me. You see Arthur running through the crowd. Oh, the gang's all here, I see. Sorry about that. Some guy took my hat. And you see him in a safari hat, what you'd expect to be a pretty typical jungle attire outfit, which is quite odd, given everyone else is in their potentially Sunday best. Crew cart, neatly beard trimmed. Oh, telegram. Surprised they found me, to be honest. Is this the train? I mean, I'm sure it is. It's the only one here.
You are correct, Arthur. This is the train.
See, observant I am. See, that's why. That's why I'm clearly the one in charge.
You keep telling yourself that, love.
You know, after that, I know they keep calling London a jungle these days, but it's not a literal translation. Like, it's not literally a jungle. You know that, don't you?
Yes, well, yes, no. I think it's animals are animals. After all, there are plenty of wild ones here.
Certainly are. And he looks at Polly as he says that.
So as you're all getting acquainted, you hear the boarding whistle. All aboard! And off you trot. Now you are all in first class, boy, as you'd expect.
Naturally.
So you all boarding?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So as you board the train, you walk. It's one of the slam door trains. The door's unlocked. You get in. It's very swoosh. It's trains. It's rows and rows of chairs, of seats with tables. They've got little mini tablecloths, little doilies, little lamps, and you see in a set area one table, and on one of the chairs is a brown folder with your circle name on it. Who's going to pick up the folder? as you all sit down.
No one looking to read? I mean, I don't mind reading, but it's probably not of my interest unless it's got some juicy information in it.
Okay. So as you all sit down and get cozy, Bert, you've picked up the folder from the seat so you can sit down. You plop it onto the table, and you open it up. Inside, you find just 2 items. There is a letter, and there is a colourful flyer. The flyer reads, "Travel to Hollow Harbour in style. The Green Line subway is coming soon." Now again, I'm going to reiterate, this is Beadle Grimm's playtest material. Now we all know the quality of Beadle Grimm's gear. There's probably going to be an item for that, I think, fingers crossed. But it's not something we're working with. We're literally just working with playtest material.
What was the name
I
of the
reckon-
destination again, sorry?
Hollow Harbour.
Hollow Harbour.
Via Green Line subway.
Now the letter seems to be written in a very shaky hand. So Bert, as you're the one who's opened this folder, you can either read it or you can ask someone else to read it while you've been looking at the flyer. What would you like to do?
I think Bert would actually probably hand the flyer out, as that would be less interest of him, and he would be more interested in a shaky letter that looks like it's written probably in his own hand almost.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it up on screen so you can all see it. But if you could read it out for everyone, that would be great.
Of course I can.
Let's try that one. There we go.
Yeah, I can read that. Dear investigators, forgive this intrusion, but I have nowhere else to turn. I cannot reveal my true identity for fear of reprisal, but I can say that I am a high-ranking employee of the construction company Waswood and Sons, working on the new construction project at Gatwick Yard Station. My position there gives me access to privileged information which I feel must be shared. I have made several attempts to contact the Travel Management Authority, but my letters were almost certainly intercepted. There have been several unreported disappearances at the construction site which are not being investigated. The latest involved an 8-year-old boy named Christopher Mueller, whose disappearance was witnessed by his sister Rose. Her tale, of a sinister and inhuman hand reaching out of a crack in the wall, would be laughable if it did not match up with other details I have been privy to. As a former Candela Obscura investigator myself, I believe I know a true story when I hear it. You must get to the bottom of this matter before more workers are lost. When you arrive, do not attempt to discover my identity. Well, that's a challenge. Instead, look for the site manager, Jefferson Brick. He will no doubt try to thwart you at every opportunity, but he's one of the only ones here who knows what's really going on. There's a private security agent as well. I believe his name is Chapel, but he's unlikely to be much use to you. Godspeed, Anonymous.
Well done. While you've been reading that, the train has left the station, so you're now on your journey. You can chat if you want to. If you want to discuss any items in that letter.
So Jefferson Brick sounds like the man in charge. I wonder why whoever wrote the letter says he's going to try and thwart our investigation.
Something. Doctor.
I mean, I'm also quite curious as to why the individual doesn't want to be known. It seems oddly suspicious in itself as well, and whether we can trust an unknown individual as to whether this Jefferson Brick is actually a bad individual or not. I think we'd need to find out for ourselves.
Well, it either smells like a cover-up, or whoever wrote the letter is trying to stir some shit.
There's got to be money tied up in it. No one prints a flyer that colourful with no cash on them.
What was the name of the construction company again? I was busy trying to read the shaky writing.
It
was
was
Westwood and
Boswood
Sons.
and Sons.
Waswood. Anyone recognize the name? The company that we're used to or known?
Would it be something that we would know as a company? It's a way for us to remember. Dave?
Say that again.
I said, can we do like a remember check to see if we are aware of the Wadsworth and Sons?
You can do. I won't. You won't have to do a check. It is a well-known construction company. It's been all in the news. So basically, this story that the world that the world that this is all set in, they have just come out of their Great War, which means construction and business is booming. There's construction all over the city. There's money. There's making deals. Lots of stuff. Regrowth going on. So yes, Waswood and Sons. You would have seen construction signs up all over the country, all over town, all in the papers, doing those big block adverts, billboards everywhere.
I'm also thinking this security guy probably knows more than our anonymous fellas letting on. It's always the people doing the grunt work who've seen a lot more than those sitting in their ivory towers.
Yeah, got their ear to the ground or whatever the saying is. Maybe we should also try and see if we can speak to the sister, Rose, ourselves.
Or the parents. Is it unusual to have a couple of kids on a building site, particularly a tunnel?
Depends
what
how
they were doing then, I
legitimate.
suppose.
Well, it depends how legitimate your business is.
Yeah, which makes me think that, Chapel, this security agent, well, is he just a glorified night watchman? Security agent gives him a bit of a fancy title, but what is he really doing?
Yeah.
I think we need to find out whoever's running the black market there. They'll probably know a lot more of what's going on the ground.
Yeah, get a lay of the land, find out who's the movers and groovers.
So who do we want to speak to first then?
Well, I feel like Jefferson Brick is the man of the hour, is he not? According to the letter, it said that he's the one who knows pretty much everything. At least the named individual, anyway.
Right, so we seek him out first then.
I think so, yeah.
Always start with a site manager.
And just as you come to that conclusion, you start to pull into your station stop. So, as the train comes to a halt, here it again. You all gather your things. You step off the above ground train. This is at Gatwick Yard Station. This is a growing hub of subway travel in New Fair. So this is basically out on the platform. Again, you see multiple trains, loads of people hustle bustle, but there's this kind of different area. This is a grand opening with a stairway that leads down. This is down to an underground pavilion, where normally, as we know, in today's world, we have the London Underground. You've all been on there, I'm sure. But no one's going down. It's not in service yet. So there's some space for you to actually get in there and have a look around. What do you wish to do?
Go straight down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bert would go to the top and just try and listen and see if he could sort of sense anything or feel anything that feels paranormal or occultish.
Okay.
I would think that Arthur, as well, before entering, would do some kind of. He'd see if there's like signs of movement down there, so like dust has been moved from the ground from footprints or anything that doesn't look as if a closed off part of the station would.
Okay, so this is it's fully open. It's not kind of roped off or anything, but it is quiet. There are no civilians walking around up or down the stairs.
Is there anyone around?
Not that you can see from the top.
Yeah, I'll. Is there lights on downstairs? I assume.
There are lights on. You can
I'll
see
just
basically,
crack on
again,
downstairs.
you imagine what our one is. We have escalators
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
but you imagine how long those are, even when you just have stairs. So it's a long walk down to the lower pavilion.
I will crack on and walk down.
Okay. So Josiah is taking the lead.
Oh, he's off, Barry. Until it gets followed by Arthur.
Yeah, I think Polly hitches up her skirts in a very unladylike manner and starts kind of going down. I'll roll the wrong shoes for this.
I'm not sure what the right shoes for, Polly.
So,
Bert will hold back and just see if anyone's watching them or paying attention to them going down,
Okay.
and then
Do you
follow
want-
down.
Do you want to do any roll on that? You said kind of sense for something.
Yeah, I think sense. If you're all right with that.
Yeah.
Cool. So
You tell me when you want to do things. They're your skills. So
Yeah. Height is a 4.
okay. So you don't get if you're kind of looking for, I don't know, whatever feeling you're trying to gain. You feel nothing there's nothing ominous from the stairs looking down. You kind of take one last look around behind you. You see the hustle bustle. Everything looks normal. People are walking past. People looking at you. People looking at the opening, and just kind of carry on walking past. And they've got their own business. So you are the last to follow everyone down the stairs.
Let's hope this goes well. And then he'll follow down.
Okay. So, Josiah, I have to try and remember your notes. Right, Josiah. This is a grand stairway. It's very opulent. It's tiled. It looks like gold, but it's not gold, like trims. Possibly imported marble. This looks very, very rich, very, very swanky. They are trying to make a statement with this. If anyone arriving from the underground will go as they're coming up to the top platform, anyone on the top platform going down, it's going to look amazing once it's all kind of finished. You eventually arrive down to the underground pavilion, and you can see one level which leads to you go down into one level, and you can see, again, I'm picturing London Underground, the various tunnels, and there's signs above each one. This one will take you to Silver Slip. There's one over there, further down past it. That one will take you to a place called Varnish. But the one that is bringing your attention is slightly unfinished, and it's another sub-level. So it's another set of stairs down. These are not opulent. These are just poured concrete stones, taking you down much darker. It's not as well lit as you go down to a further sub-level underground.
Is there a sign above that? Because I'm looking
No.
for something that says Hollow Harbour.
No.
Okay. But the other two are signposted as the Varnish and Silver Slip, right?
Silver Slip and Varnish, yeah.
Right. I'll wait for my erstwhile companion, the explorer, Arthur Van Pelt.
Okay.
So
So as they all catch up.
Arthur, we're looking for the tunnel to Hollow Harbour according to the flyer. That one there goes to Silver Slip, that one there goes to Varnish, and that one is unfinished. By my reckoning, that's the one we should be going down. What do you reckon?
I mean, it makes logical sense. There's nothing else. It's called Hollow Harbour, and it's halfway. That's my expert opinion.
Should we wait for the others and then continue on?
Yes, come on, lads, ladettes.
Yeah, sort of see me walking does. This is all very nice, isn't it? Look,
Yeah, probably best not to get distracted, Doc, by the fancy stuff. We're here for a job, remember?
no.
There's always time for a mental note.
Okay, so as you all wait for everyone to catch up, and then you continue down to the extra sub level, you come down to an area which has 2 entrances on the left. So the opening tunnel, the first one is completely boarded over, planks of wood hammered down into the wall. Okay. There's a big stenciled sign in the middle board that says no admittance. Now 50 feet away from that is another entrance to a tunnel. This is it's still open, but there's like, I'm thinking of like police tape.
Do not
There's a
cross
bit
the yellow chevron tape.
Yes, yeah. That's what I've got in my head. I don't know if that was around. Well, maybe it is in this world, but
Probably not in 1907, no.
Yeah. So
There's a bit of rope.
Velvet
I'll say,
rope.
red
Sellotape has been
rope.
around for a long time.
Red velvet rope in Victorian times, a couple of gold stands. That sort of
Bit
thing.
of binder twine.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is the second opening. You can kind of get through, but it is blocked off with some tape. And there's a large sign that reads Green Line Construction Site, authorized personnel only. Now, standing outside are 2 station employees. Now you can tell they're station employees because they're dressed in a matching uniform, but they kind of look more well built. They kind of look like a mixture of security and train guard.
So the 2 tunnels that are 50 feet apart, are
Yep.
they in the same wall? So
Yes.
they're going in the same direction. Yeah.
So as you come down the stairs, on the left-hand side, no, there's nothing on the right-hand side, just solid wall.
It's like an end
On
line.
the left-hand side, you've got one door, and that is boarded up. And then the
Yeah.
second
No,
archway has this tape and these 2 guards.
Okay.
So the boarded door says no admittance, or it just kind of says we can't go in there because of
It's not a
no
door though, is it? It's a tunnel.
It's
It's a
an
strange-sized tunnel.
archway.
Oh, okay.
An archway in the underground. You know, you walk through
Yeah.
the tunnels.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Right. Green Line. That was on the flyer, weren't it, Bert? It said the hollow. Take the Green Line to Hollow Harbour. So I guess that's the place we're looking for. But it looks like it's guarded.
Yes.
Yeah, not really here for the
Against
people, I
the,
won't lie.
Yeah, stop people wandering down there and getting in trouble. So how are we going to go about getting past said guards? What's the approach? Distraction? Sweet talking? Polly giving them a bit of the ankle? What are we going for?
I mean, that is my sweet talking.
But I mean, surely sort of the expertise here lie with yourself, just Iron and Polly. You for doing the
What are
things
you
I want you to
suggesting?
do. Well, we all know what we could up to in the dark of night, both you and Polly. So
I don't like that accusation, actually. I don't quite know what you're insinuating.
It's just your time to shine.
Yeah, all right. I'm kind of
as
shuffle,
usual,
like roosh the
workers
fur
do
a
the
little
work.
bit. All right, then. All right, I'll distract you slipping.
Well, I don't know about,
Like the old
as
days.
much as I'd like to follow up on that, I think we're a bit, on the clock, so to speak. Slipping in would be no problem for me whatsoever, but Arthur,
I know
Bert,
it wouldn't.
and Doctor might be a bit slower on the uptake. So
Well,
maybe
shall I
we might
go
have
and get a bit of a feeler for how these gents are? See what we can do about it.
I would agree with that approach, yeah, and then
Alright.
maybe we can have a wee word and a little bit of a deal. See what up and up they're on.
All right, okay. Are we sort of like? I'm assuming we're sort of tucked away a little bit out of sight at the moment.
No, they can see you because you've just walked down the
Okay.
bottom of the stairs.
Cool.
So
Um,
yeah.
How are we going to deal with them?
I
What should
will.
we do now?
Ace of the joint in full view, Polly. I think is the interpretation I'll take from there.
Polly will approach the two gentlemen then.
Okay.
Um,
So they see you there and they kind of acknowledge you.
all right there, gents. This is all rather impressive, isn't it?
If you think so, yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, we found some information up top about this place. We couldn't help but having a little cheeky peek. I hope you don't mind. But, God, what a feat of engineering, eh?
It is. It's they've been working on this one for quite a while now.
Oh, interesting. This bit not quite ready, is it?
No. In fact, you shouldn't really have been able to come down this far. Well, maybe the tape has come off again. But is there any reason you and your friends are come down for wander other than to take a peek?
Oh, well, we're just sort of having a little look around, see, just on a bit of a recce. See, I'm a performer, you see, sir, and looking for a few new venues to spread a little bit of
Underground.
and with this. Well, it's about where the underground can take you, sir, isn't it? I've heard wonderful things about, and she'll like ever so slightly raise her hem a little bit about where going underground can get you.
I am on duty, but if you would like to meet me at 4 o'clock, we can organise something.
Oh, 4 o'clock. Darlings, what's my calendar like for 4 o'clock? And I'm going to call back to the boys.
Well, Polly, at 4 o'clock we've got the meeting, but maybe we can with Mr. Brick. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
But maybe we could.
You have a meeting with Mr. Brick?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Polly's an entertainer, so to speak. And well, with all that's been going on around here recently on the site and so forth, Mr. Brick, being the man in charge, thought it might be a bit of a morale boost to get Polly in and do a few turns. So we've got this meeting, and he's lined up for 4 o'clock. But maybe if you could see your way to let us in now, then we could have a bit of a word with Mr. Brick earlier, so to speak.
Or if Mr. Brick has set up, I mean, we could certainly do with a morale boost down here. I think, isn't that right, Dave? Yes, Dave. Then you can give it your best shot. Mr. Brick is down there. You'll find him at the workers' camp.
Wow, that's very nice of you. Very pleasant. Very accommodating. If you wouldn't go so far as describing the gentleman to us, that would be a great help, because we haven't actually met him in person. You see,
he's a bit of a big guy, very big, broad shoulders, 6'4". Imagine The Rock in a suit.
in a suit.
Yeah.
Sorry, who's The Rock? I don't understand the reference.
Oh, he's one of the. Oh, you should see him in the boxing ring. He's spectacular.
Yeah, I don't really get into pugilism. It's fine.
Oh, no, he's branching out into theatre though. Surprisingly good.
Oh, very intrigued.
Good moving picture.
I hope you've all bought your walking shoes. Sorry, love, but you might not like the next bit. It's a bit of a walk to the camp.
Oh, I ain't afraid of roughing it.
I bet you're not. Right. Take your time then. He lifts up the tape. Go on. I'm assuming Mr. Brick is expecting you.
Of course he is.
It's a good show.
Definitely, he's definitely expecting us.
100%. Yeah. I'll mention you both in my routine.
Dave, weren't it?
Dave and Dave.
It is.
Double
I'm Dave
Dave.
1. That's Dave 2.
Gotcha. I'll remember that.
I'm very tempted to ask him about the other tunnel. Don't know if that would mess up our.
Go for it. I think you should ask him about the other tunnel.
Yeah.
Just one thing before we start our long journey. This is going to pester me the whole time we're walking to meet Mr. Brick. What's going on with the other tunnel? Why is it boarded off? Where does that one go to?
I'm sorry, sir. We're under strict orders not to share company details.
Fair enough.
You
Read.
can't even give us like a cheeky little cue.
No,
Oh, Dave.
no.
Can I try and decipher if he actually knows anything, or if he's just
Go for it.
by using read?
Yeah. Should it give you some drives? Is that the thing that we can give each other and stuff?
You give me a
You
drive
can
if
do
you
that
want.
as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can also try and use sway as well. It's up to you.
I had
Oh, is
0
that-
in sway.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, that is a 6 with the drive from Dr. Crawford. Thank you very much, Dr. Gainsborough.
Okay.
Sorry.
What would you like to know?
If they truly know anything, or if he's just being cryptic because he's a buffoon, basically.
I will say that when Dr. Crawford brought up the topic, the subject, you see that Dave 1, or it's rather Dave 2, kind of does the quick look at Dave 1, and then he goes back into hiding his surprise that you're talking about it, the second tunnel.
Well, the two gentlemen don't seem to know much. Oh well.
I think I'd like to try and sway Dave too. I'll just kind of put my hand on his arm, give it a gentle squeeze, and be like, "It's all right if you don't know, darling, but a secret never hurt anyone." And I'll try and sway, and I do have a gilded one on that one.
Nice. Go for it.
That is a fail.
Okay. No.
Nope.
Sorry, love. That's against company policy. No matter what, we'd lose our jobs.
Well, fine, upstanding men you both are. Well, thank you ever so much for all your help. See you at 4.
Okay then. Yeah. Well, I was just going to go home, but I'll stay around for this one then.
I'm not going to see him at 4.
What time do you change around? Like, do you change shifts? What time do you change shifts?
Oh, this is our full-time job. We come here, we stand here, we keep the riffraff out.
That's very boring. You're very boring people, aren't you? I'm not. Okay, fine.
It's a job.
It pays money. It pays the wages. Yes, I guess.
Yes.
Arthur kind of just walks past them and goes like, I think it's fascinating.
That's my barometer there.
Full-time job. Can you imagine?
Okay.
So it's a long walk to the camp.
So yeah, you are going to be in the next bit. You are going to be walking. Let's cue up some music. There we go. I'll put that. Let me know if it's too loud when it kicks in. So basically, you trudge down into the next tunnel. There's no tiling done. This is pretty basic for a tunnel. This is you go down to the main platform of the subway, and then you walk all the way to the end of the platform. Then you go down the steps onto where the tracks are, and you continue down into the train subway tunnel into the dark. And you're walking for about half a mile. It is dank, it is claustrophobic, and all you see, the only light you have down here is every, 20 or 50 yards is a light bulb on a piece of string, on the wire. And that's the only thing. So as far as you can see, you're walking into these kind of bits of light and then into darkness. Then a bit of light into a bit of darkness. Every now and then, near the beginning, you do see there's a few workmen tidying up bits and pieces, but it's clearly not finished.
Just to let everyone know, there's clearly something in that second tunnel. The two Daves looked at each other, but I didn't want to mention it in front of them. So if we can try and get into the second tunnel, there might be something interesting there.
And you know, it looked like they was going in the same direction, didn't it? Being in the same part of the station. So, why would you dig 2 tunnels? That don't seem to make much sense to me.
Yes, unless something happened in the first one. Yeah.
Or they branch off. They could go,
Mm.
Not
Anyway.
all tunnels are straight, Josiah.
A different destination, though. Yes.
Well, okay. I'll take that on board. Yeah, it just seems odd to have them in the same wall. Well, would you have your trains coming out in the same direction?
It's a fair point.
So Mr. Brick, how are we gonna deal with him? He sounds like a bit of a brute from physical description. Can't say anything about his personality, obviously, but he might not be as gullible to mine and Polly's little act, so to speak. He might be more amenable to somebody on authority.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, if I really have to, I suppose I could. But,
Oh, no, sweetheart. Oh, bless your cottons.
okay, yes, that's fair.
Yeah, I suppose I can have a crack at him if you wish.
Well, what's the game plan we get there? Are we all going to speak to Brick, or are we going to split, or what do we reckon?
I mean, you wanted to try and find the individuals that dealt more with the black market side of things. I think that's possibly another avenue.
Yeah, we got to speak to the girl. She's still around, or her parents anyway.
Yeah, I mean, she might not even. I mean, we've got to find out where she is first.
Yeah. So, do we all want to descend upon Mr. Brick? Do we need to get any permission for wandering around the camp?
That might come across a tad aggressive, don't you think? If we all just steam in there, and even though we've convinced some people we're invited, it's still we're not.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Do we all need to go and speak to Mr. Brick and get his permission for performing this investigation, so to speak? Or do we continue the ruse that we're here on some other business?
If we do go ahead and approach Mr. Brick first of all, what's our reason for being here? Do we have a?
Well, that's what I mean. So, do we tell him about the investigation? Do we show him this letter from persons unknown, or do we give him some other story as to why we're here? Do we protect him from the I don't know, the tunnel digging society on safety precautions or something? I don't know. I'm just asking.
That's our way in.
What's our approach going to be?
Personally, unlike yourself, I believe honesty is the best policy, but
I wouldn't go waving a letter that names him. I don't know if it's a good reference or not at this point, but honesty is probably a better path.
Right. So we tell him we're from the Candela then.
All right.
Maybe some honesty.
I don't think. No, forgiveness is better than permission in some things, and I don't think explaining that we're here to examine that would be good for their business. I don't imagine.
very true.
Perhaps we then just tell him that we're here. We've heard that something went awry down here. We've been tasked with coming to check it out by the Tunnel Society. And we maybe have a little look at his records. And if he's belligerent, well, we'll just take his kneecaps.
Now that I can help.
But I do think splitting might be more beneficial here, so we're not all going in together at once.
Yeah, very well.
So eventually, as you continue walking through the darkness, you see lights up ahead. Now, this is actually a workers' camp. So pretty much they're working around the clock in shifts. They don't bother going home. They'll just grab a cot, sleep, and then they're go back to work. So down here you see a number of tents. Lined against the walls are row after row after row of cot. So it's just those foldable wooden cots that you've seen in loads of films that the army use and all that kind of stuff. They're all covered in dirt. The workmen don't bother getting changed. They're digging a tunnel. They come back when they rest, fully clothed. They'll just lay down after they've had some food. They rest, they go to sleep, they wake up, they go back to work. You see a number of these tents, and on the side of the tents they have these big stenciled words. You see one of the first tents you see right near the front, it says site manager. And in the big one in the middle, probably the largest tent you see, is the mess hall. Other than that, there's workers all around you. It's quite busy. In the distance, you can hear sounds of drilling, but not just like, not like road drills that you might hear. This is, you can feel it. There is a deep rumble in the air as something is boring into the ground. But far down the tunnel. You can't see it. So this is Tent City. This is where all the workers are. And you can go wherever you want to.
As we come across the book, as we see all this, Arthur kind of points out the site manager tent. There's one. It might get a bit crowded for all of us.
I think some of us should probably hit the common folk over there.
I agree.
Very well.
But you don't have to go do the common folk if it hurts you too much.
Thank you, Polly.
Posh prick.
Just people. He's not posh at all.
Banter.
I think we know who's going to the common folk.
It's the Brains Trust again to speak to the site manager, and the ne'er-do-wells again to the mess hall. We all know how these things fall.
No, Josiah, I think you and Polly are going to speak to the site manager, and we're going to the common folk. It's the other way around.
They might look up to us.
I've never been so confused in my life. Who's going where?
Don't look. You give him a nosebleed again if you go on this one.
Right. I think myself, Bert, and Arthur are going to mess hall. No. Are we going to the
Site
manager's office?
Doc, this is the arse, and that's the elbow. Just remember that.
I should know that from my multiple years at medical school.
Glad to know that degree didn't go to waste.
You know, education in this society has really gone downhill.
Yeah.
The bones go to each other. What now?
Right, so have we got our story straight now? You are going to see the site manager. We are not from the Candela Obscura, but we are investigating some disappearances. Is that the lie that we're perpetrating?
I think it's enough truth.
Very well. Yes.
But does it not propose more questions? Why did you get let in? Why would I want to tell you anything? Resourceful. You know what? Let's wing it. Nothing ever goes wrong if I wing it something.
We'll just
I would
blame Dave for letting us in. Yeah.
Happy doctor.
Dave and Dave weren't there.
Blame those two buffoons. It's fine. They'll believe you, I imagine. It's fine.
We told them we had a meeting with you, and they just let us in.
I guess the only question of any importance is, how did we come to hear about the disappearances?
Oh, that was from Anonymous, was it not?
Yeah, an anonymous.
Yeah, but that's what we were trying to avoid revealing, isn't it?
So maybe
we don't want to show the anonymous letter to Mr. Brick in case he takes umbrage to being named personally in a whistle-blowing event.
You might be able to work out who the whistleblower is. So maybe we say something along the lines of, "Oh, I don't know." It could be, or that rumors have a way of traveling like trains.
Does anyone here fancy being related to one of the missing child? Actually, a way of hearing said rumors, being close to the concert, to the investigation.
We don't know enough about the missing children to know if their parents are working here or not, no, do we?
Spoiled again. Clever.
Are we sending the right people to the right places?
I have a get-out clause.
Like Keeper Kingsman is probably asking himself the same question right about now.
Would you, right, boys? Would you prefer it if the ne'er-do-wells went and spoke with the big scary man in the suit?
I
Very
just
well.
feel you might have more cause to be mistaken. You could get away with it. I feel we've got a doctor here who doesn't know of the human
He's
anatomy.
asking his elbow. Yeah.
You watch it, you.
No, I'm just stating facts.
Okay, right.
Nothing about your
Right.
entropy.
So we'll do the U-turn in. Polly and myself will go and speak to Mr. Brick and arrange permission for us all to be here and question other members of the construction crew about the disappearance of a missing child. You go to the mess hall and talk to some of the people there and maybe try and find out location of the sister or the parents or whoever we can speak to about who's gone missing.
Very well.
Just remember, don't speak down to anybody.
No, become one of them. Yes.
I will try.
Good luck.
Okay, so who's up first?
I don't mind.
Yeah, should we head for site manager?
The site manager tent is first, if you want to do it in order.
Yeah, we do it in order. Yeah.
Okay. So who's going in? Who's going to enter the tent first?
I will. I have a plan, Polly. I have a plan.
I'll follow your lead.
Okay. So as you enter the tent, you see there are papers everywhere. It's lacking in furniture, but there is this big foldable table out in the middle, just made out of wood, covered with different forms of paper. There's like rubber stamps, there's pens, there's a couple of lights and lanterns down here, and leaning over it on one arm, almost bending this table, is this man mountain who has packed himself all into a suit that's slightly too small, or maybe he's slightly too big. You can't quite tell. And he hears you come in, and he immediately stands up, turns around, and why are you here?
Well, there's a man who's definitely worked his way to the top. That's a body you don't get from sitting behind a desk and giving people orders, sir, if you don't mind me saying.
Well, yeah, I'd agree. I'm a blue-collar worker, not a white-collar. All my life.
That's good to hear. Then we're talking to a man at the right level. I was afraid we'd come here and be sidelined by some stuffed up, no good, pencil-pushing, needle-neck twat, if I'm being honest with you. But it's good to see a man that I can speak, well, frankly with and eye to eye.
You see, as you mention those words, you see him you see him kind of gulp, and he just straightens his tie more, ruffles it out, stands up even straighter if that's possible.
I'm afraid we're here with slightly bad news, but good news as well, because we're here to help. We're here to help. Well, we've been employed by the company, by Boswood and Sons, and we're here to come and investigate some of the disappearances on the quiet light. We're not here to cause a fuss, but we are trying to find out what's gone on and keep it hush hush. You know, the company wants to keep it on the down low. Doesn't want anything nasty getting out, anything that's going to put a tarnish on the green line, so to speak, or the company name.
Yes, I know. That's what I've been controlling down here.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. But we're going to take that a step further. We're going to find out what the hell's been going on, and then we're going to put a stop to it.
He takes a step forward. He hasn't quite figured you both out yet.
I'll reach into inside of my jacket pocket, and I'll whip out, and I'm going to select my first piece of equipment for this evening.
Yep.
And I'm going to pick out my forged paperwork that identifies me as a member of Wadswood and Sons Security Consultants.
Okay.
It's Crown Industries, and I'll hand that over for him to inspect.
He takes it, He unravels it. It's got that free fold. Lifts up the next one.
That's me, sir. There, Josiah Crown. This is my associate, Polly Gambrill. We have got 3 other members. They've gone over to the mess hall. We thought we'd take a jump start on the investigation, if you didn't mind, of course. You know, we're here with your permission.
No,
and
he
anything
takes
you
it.
can do to help us.
He folds the
greatly
paperwork
appreciated.
back up. He opens his jacket. He tucks it on the inside. Pulls it back. Keeps it nice. There have been a few disappearances, but that's not unusual. You know, in this kind of job, people quit their jobs all the whole time. They don't do the courtesy to tell us they're leaving. They just go.
That's understandable. It'd be hard to put a number on it, but if you had to take a guess, how many would you say have gone?
That kind of number I'm not at liberty to say. I think if you are here to investigate the recent disappearances, then there has been 1, maybe 2.
Okay.
But
Well,
as I say, some
I'll be
people
frank.
leave and they go on their own accord.
Understood. I understand that, but not 8-year-old boys. So let's talk about that one, shall we? That's the one that the company's most interested in keeping quiet, so to speak. That wouldn't go down well in the press. The sister, I understand she witnessed it. Is that right?
Yes, I didn't know that any information had been released yet about the boy's disappearance.
The company likes to keep its nose involved in all things so that they don't get surprised. That's no reflection on your ability to manage the situation. That's just how things are. We've all got people we work for. We'd like to speak with a sister, if we can. Is she still here, or are the parents here? What's the social situation?
You can find Rose. She's with her auntie. She's in the mess hall.
Okay.
She's been staying there for a little while. But yes, the boy Christopher, he did go missing. But Rose, I would put her down as a bit of a daydreamer. I think the children have cooked up a story, just for attention, just for. This is not a place for kids.
No, that
And
was
I
going to be
think
my
the
next
constant
question.
Boredom. I think that's what they've cooked up.
What are the kids doing here?
Some of the workers bring them down so they can. There's no such thing as childcare.
No, understandable.
So, not that I have agreed to it as such, but the children help out where they can.
Okay.
And that
So
might be
are they staying with the aunt? Are they? And what's the aunt's name?
the aunt's name. Let me check that out. Is Dot.
While this conversation's been going on, can I make a read check to see how truthful he's being about how many have actually disappeared?
Go for it.
Okay. That is a mixed success.
He's definitely being untruthful. You're not sure how, but it's both true and false. So he's cagey about the numbers, but people do leave. So
Yeah.
in terms of manual labour work, some workers will turn up for the day and they get some coin at the end of it. Some people leave if they've just had enough. Some people can't take being underground day in, day out to get this job done. They're trying to hit a deadline. So some people just have enough and will just walk away.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So
You've got your letter. So I suggest, if it's within reason, of course. I will allow you to continue your investigation. I will be here should you need me.
We
Right.
would like to talk to all the construction workers, even the ones that are on shift. Are we allowed to go down to the coalface, so to speak?
You can, but don't distract them from their work.
No, of course
As I
not.
said, we are hitting a deadline. We want to make sure we hit it.
Yeah.
All the lads, all the families, it'll mean the world to them because they'll get a bonus. Now,
Understood.
any interference from you or your friends, I will have you removed. Do I make myself clear?
Of course. We would never do anything to undermine your authority. We are the epitome of discreet. Now,
as you say all that, he straightens up, pulls his jacket even tighter, gets his tie around his neck. He as a worker has worked his way up. He is now in a managerial position and there's a big career move. All he's got to do is hit this deadline. But he waves you off. You can go now, and he just turns back to the paperwork. And you just see him. He's got bundles of loose papers all over.
I think just before we leave, I'll just turn and be like, the company appreciates how hard you've been managing this and how well you have. We are here to help you. Don't you worry about that. Your deadlines will be met. We appreciate it.
That's good to hear. Okay.
We'll back out and head towards the mess where the other three are anyway, because we've got to go and speak to Auntie Dot.
Oh, well, he looked like a pig roasting over a spit, didn't he? Bloody hell.
Yeah, breathing too hard, he'd be out of that suit in no time.
I thought them buttons was going to go at any second. I wonder how the lads are getting on.
You
lot head into the mess hall.
Remember, gentlemen, we need to be courteous and kind. That's what Polly said. Can't speak down to them.
No, of course not. Why would we?
Bert remains silent as you say that.
As you come near to the mess hall, it's a big wide opening for it. This is a big tent. You see makeshift tables, tables set for fours, dotted everywhere. Chairs have been pulled over. Some tables have been pushed together to make bigger tables for all the workmen when they're in at different times of the day. There's a lovely smell of food being cooked at the moment: potatoes, gravy, roasted meats, whatever it might be. And as you enter this tent, you can see the big woman cook. She's got the whole thing wrapped, the apron wrapped around her. Food gravy stains all over it. She's large, but enjoying the cooking and getting organising. In the back, you see a young girl helping her out, washing the plates, stacking the plates, drying the plates, doing all bits and pieces. And in the corner, your attention is you see what appears to be someone sitting on their own in the corner, fairly dark, keeping themselves to themselves, a small cup of tea in front of them. What do you wish to do?
I think I'd walk up towards the food, see if I can have a plate.
Yep.
So, good evening, my good lady. My name's Crawford. How are you?
And you're talking to the young girl?
No, the
cook. Yeah, I'm all right.
What do we have in here? Looks rather tasty.
Well, it should be. I've been cooking it for 4 hours.
Nice, very nice. Me and my two colleagues have a plate, possibly.
Okay. You up yourself, love.
Oh, very well. I first.
It's a big vat with a kind of colander, big giant spoon with a plate. You just pour it into the dish, and away you go.
Very well, very well. I didn't get your name, sorry.
Well, my name, lovey, is Dickie.
Dickie. Very well. How long have you been working here, Dickie?
Oh, I've been here a long time.
You must know all the comings and goings of this place then.
I know everything about anyone ever.
Mm. Very interesting. What's your thoughts on Mr. Brick?
Well,
Is he a good manager?
it depends who's asking, really. You're not exactly dressed as one of our workers. Are you from the company?
Yes, that's correct.
Right, so what is it? Inspection time, is it?
Well, no, just having a wander round, you know, in the area.
In the area, like miles and miles underground in the dark. You just happen to pop in for my gravy and biscuits.
Yeah, I've heard it's the best in the area.
Well, I imagine it is, but we are underground. I'm the only bloody cook in the area.
Exactly, that's why
So
they're the
it
best
must
in the
be.
area.
Yeah. Well, there's some buns over there. Help yourself. Grab a seat.
The other person up there that is not Dickie. Did you say that was a girl?
It's a small
There's
child.
a girl out back who's coming and going, sort of stacking the plates and tidying up.
Does
And
she
then
look
there's
young enough
then
to
you've
be like 8 years old? Or however
yeah,
old
about
Rose is?
that.
Uh,
Yep, about
Bert is here searching for the child because he will want to ask her some questions, and if he can catch her. Hello, young lady. I don't suppose your name is Rose by any chance, is it?
you can see Dickie immediately starts to intercept and puts her kind of large frame in between you and her. Well, she's with me, sir.
Hello, good lady. We're just inspecting and trying to find out what's going on, and some of the things that have happened. I don't suppose I could have a little conversation with you present with young Rose.
Well, what do you mean with what's been going on? What do you know?
Well, perhaps here in the mess hall isn't the best place to have this conversation.
You can whisper in my good ear.
I don't know if I'm very good at whispering. I'll give it a go. And he will lean in. We're just trying to find out what happened with Christopher. The company is looking into it.
And she rolls back, kind of. Okay, well, Waswood are like my second family. But this girl, she's my first family. Now, for the girl's sake, it's been quite a shock for her. So you be careful about your questions. Rose?
I know what it's like to lose a sibling, so it's fine. I would be careful.
Well, if we can find him, he won't be lost.
Exactly.
Girl, come talk to him. She kind of nervously brings herself out of the kitchen, comes over to talk to you.
Arthur kneels down, so he is at the right height for the child. Hello, Rose. My name's Bert. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello, Bert. My name's Rose.
What a lovely name, just like the flower.
Yes, exactly that, the flower.
Now, I understand something happened to your brother, and me and my friends here, as well as trying to eat the food, are trying to help and find your brother and bring him back to you. Would you like that to happen?
Yes, yes, very much. Of course I would.
Would you be happy to tell me what happened? What you remember?
We were coming back from taking water to the workers, and we were playing, we were singing, we were happy. And Chris, he saw this crack in the wall, and then there was this there was this arm, and it was see-through, and it was like dripping, and it grabbed Chris and it took him.
You're being very brave, Rose, and I really appreciate you being so honest with me. Was there any noise? Was there anything said or done?
Not from the arm, no. It did it. It was singing. It was singing our song. It knew the words.
And what wonderful song were you singing?
Oh, one in a rush, two in a rush. Do you know it?
Do you know, I've forgotten more than I could remember. If you could just fill in the blanks for me, Rose, that'd be great. If you could help an old man, that'd be lovely.
It's okay. The song is, draw a bucket of water for my lady's daughter. One in a rush, two in a rush, and the fourth old lady pops under.
What a lovely song. And he will look at Arthur and Dr. Gainsborough. Gentlemen, is there anything you would like to ask Rose? She's being very brave and she's telling us exactly what happened.
Does she know whereabouts it happened?
It's between here and the dig site.
And if I may, you said that the arm took young Christopher. Do you know where it took him? Where did Christopher go?
It took him back through the crack in the wall.
Into the crack. Interesting. Did the crack grow? Or?
No, it's Chris is smaller than me, so he probably just fit right through.
Ah, so it's not a arm-sized crack. It's bigger than that.
It's bigger than that. Yeah.
Would you say I could be as of course you can tell I'm about 5'8". Do you think I could fit through the crack, or would that be a bit of a squeeze?
It would probably be a bit of a squeeze, but if you were brave enough and you like went down on your hands and knees, maybe. Be a bit of a squeeze though.
And I'm sorry to keep prying, and again, like Bert here said, you're being very helpful. How did you get away from this situation?
And you can see her welling up, the tears in her eyes. As I screamed and I ran. I left him behind.
It was absolutely the right thing to do.
It's okay.
If you didn't scream and run, you wouldn't be able to tell us now, and we wouldn't be able to try and find Christopher. You've done the right thing, Rose.
Have you seen the crack there before, Rose? Or is that the first time you've seen it?
It's the first time we saw it. Yeah.
And you'd make this trip for water quite often if you're fetching it for the workers.
Yeah, we do bits and pieces, and sometimes the workers will give us some coin for it. But Chris was always good at polishing shoes because they get really muddy and dirty down here, and the workers always appreciate, a cold glass of water. So I take the water.
Well, I think that's darn good of you, Rose.
Thank you. My dad's a worker as well, so we get to see him down at the front.
And what's your father's name, Rose?
Let's find out. Mr. Mueller.
Does he not have a first
Dad.
name? Like you're called Rose and I'm
Dad.
called
Dad.
Bert? Dad,
Dad.
okay, that's fine. I'll
Daddy.
start shouting out Dad in a second. I think it would have actually been stranger if you hadn't known your father's first name. I didn't know my father's first name until I was 43. So
She kind of giggles with that.
excellent, Rose.
Mine's-
You've done
Mine's still
wonderfully.
names, sir.
And Bert will take a penny out of his pocket and hand it over to Rose. I believe everything you've said. Very well done. You've been very brave. And then we'll creak as he
takes
stands
it and
up.
puts it in her pocket. Yeah.
This really shouldn't kneel down these days, you know, gentlemen. Give me a hand up, will you please? Oh, there we go, yes.
You did a good job too, Bert.
Well, children are wonderful things. They are so honest. And we don't believe them often enough. They're great witnesses for the occult as well. It's lovely. I shouldn't say that out loud.
She's like,
Yeah, make it creepy. Why not?
I was trying to teeter the line. I didn't want it to get over to that.
Very fine.
Well,
I don't know if you noticed during this conversation, there is quite an odd fellow in that corner over there, just by himself, not really doing much, sipping what I can only assume was a beverage of some sort. It's in a cup, so I guess it's not this food. I don't know if we have any idea of who that might be. I believe there's a person down here called an investigator. Not investigator. Private security agent.
That could well be him.
Just something to take note of more than anything. Perhaps wait until the others catch up.
Is there anything further we would like to ask Dickie? She wasn't very forthcoming with me. Maybe more. Just so other.
well, we'll say as you turn away, if you want to go and talk to this person in the corner, as you walk away, you hear her say, "Oi!" And Bert, as you turn around, she says, she tosses you something, and you catch it, and she says, "As a keepsake." And then you look down, and it's a box of matches, a book of matches.
Does it have like a company or anything on it, or details on it?
Yeah, it's a Waswood and Sons matchbook. So one of those, you open it up and to tear out the match.
I do love a keepsake. And he'll put it in his inside jacket pocket.
Before you do that, you flick it open, and on the inside is written, "What happened to the red line?" And there we will leave our first session.
Ooh.
Cool. Right. First session. Again, this is a playtest for everybody. It is a bit of a mystery as we put this together. If this actually goes out on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about what you think might be going on, put them in the comments below. We'd love to know them, because by that point we'll have everything up on here. So it'd be good to know. Remember, like and subscribe. Now for you lot, don't go where you are. We'll be right back. I'll see you in the other channel. But I'll see you in a sec. Bye.